If you're as into comic books and nerd stuff as I am, smash that like and subscribe button, and let's get on with the show. What's going on, guys? Okay, this is Hyperion, and last video we read and reviewed Seven to Eternity Volume 1. This video, we're reading and reviewing Seven to Eternity Volume 2, because that's how numbers work. But before we do that, I just want to talk about some things that are coming up in the near future. Today's the last day of Comic-Con, and I was fortunately able to go, and it was a blast. It was crazy. But today everybody was still buzzing from what they announced yesterday, and that was all the upcoming movies and TV shows in the MCU. And they have movies like Thor: Love and Thunder with Natalie Portman reprising her role as Jane Foster and becoming the new Thor, which is freaking awesome. If you guys know me, you'll know that Jane Foster Thor is my favorite Thor, and Thor is my favorite superhero. What else do they have? Oh, they have Blade. Are you guys freaking kidding me? He's gonna introduce the darker aspects of comic book writing into the MCU, like vampires. I guarantee you Mephisto's gonna be in it. And for those of you who don't know, Mephisto's the Marvel version of the devil. So just be prepared for that. I'm excited to see Doctor Strange. Some of the TV shows are like WandaVision. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one. Yeah. But more importantly, that's a great announcement and everybody's gassed about it. But I'm mostly excited for Jonathan Hickman's run on X-Men. He has House of X and Powers of 10 coming out in a few days, actually. House of X will... In 3 days, House of X the first issue will be coming out, and it'll be House of X, then the next week will be Powers of 10, House of X, Powers of 10, so that's gonna be awesome. And they said in interviews that what happens from here forward will be based on the stories House of X and Powers of 10. Whatever Jonathan Hickman has going on, it's gonna dictate where the X-Men go in the MCU, in the future comic books. It's gonna be fantastic. And if you guys are familiar with Jonathan Hickman, you know that he doesn't just do small scale stories. He does universal level, like what happens in that story has something to do with the entire Marvel landscape, every superhero, everything. Check out Secret Wars. Literally, all the universes are gone now, and yeah, it's just fantastic. So keep your ear to the ground on that. I actually, yesterday at Comic-Con, I actually got to meet and hang out a little bit with Rob Jefferson from Comics Explained, and it was kind of bittersweet because he's a cool dude and everything, but I had to part with Volume 1 because I gave it to him. I saw him, and he was the prime motivation for me to even start a YouTube channel, so I just gave it to him. If you see this, read it. It's a fantastic story. But yeah, so let's dive deep into Seven to Eternity Volume 2. It's called Ballad of Betrayal. I'm excited. Yo, there was so much in this. This was so good. Okay, so last video I remarked that Rick Remender is a fantastic writer, but I didn't like him specifically for his story, but for his world building and fantasy of him. But next time you see me, punch me in the freaking face, cause that's a goddamn lie. This is so good. Okay, so let me recap a little bit. In Volume 1, we get introduced to all the characters. There's Adam, who has a gun that with bullets from his ancestors. He basically has the aura and powers of his ancestors in each bullet. There's Geralt's the main antagonist of the story, and he can listen to your deepest desires, and that way he can manipulate you in order to form a contract or something. Then we have Goblin. His special power is that he could create illusions and make himself look different, but also create fake people and stuff. It's dope. He's also kind of like an assassin, like a ninja. We have Spirit Box, who is kind of a mystery right now, but he's just like all clad in metal. Then we have Jovelia, who, much like girls, instead of listening to your desires, she could listen to your feelings. Like, she knows exactly how you feel. But then we have the White Witch, who I think is the most interesting right now, because her and Adam hate each other. I'm talking about straight up just loathe. Like, all she does is talk mad stuff about Adam. And Adam's like, stop bullying me. And she's like, well, if you weren't weak and if you didn't betray everybody, then you suck, whatever. But anyway, she's like all in white. And she has a lantern that is a direct like link to the well. It's like the Force, basically. So yeah, they captured Garrels. They're taking him to some place where I forgot his name. The dude could unlatch him from all the people he's made contracts with, because if he dies, then everybody he's made a contract with dies also. So they're on their way to see that guy. And then so in volume 2 we pick off, they're just on the road. The White Witch is talking mad stuff to Adam. I'm talking about, she's like, what did she say? Let me see. She said, like, don't feel sorry for him. He's nothing but like a betrayer. Everybody in his bloodline's a betrayer, and he's just like trying to defend himself. And Jovelia is trying to like calm him down, and so they like have like a pseudo like romance thing going on. But out of nowhere, this chick comes flying down. Her name is Penelope, and she happens to be Geralt's daughter. So she comes flying down, and she just lands. She's like the most bubbliest character ever. She just flies down and is like, why are you guys taking such a perilous route? And then everybody's on edge because they don't know where she came from. So Adam pulls out his gun. He's about to shoot her. Everybody's on edge. But Penelope has a bell that could straight up alter reality. So she rings it, and Jovelia turns into like a globby person. And then Spirit Box, he turns into like cubes and shapes and like cylinders and stuff. And everybody's like, what the freak is going on? So Adam's about to shoot her, and then she rings her bell again, and then his gun turns into just like waves and water and stuff. It's pretty tight. Let me show you a picture. That's her flying right there. That's her little bell right there. She looks pretty interesting. She has like red skin with a mask for some reason. No idea why. But after she rings the bell, she's about to kill or like do some magic stuff to Adam. So he pulls the reins on the horses, and they go like careening off some ledge, and everybody's in there, including Geralt. He's in the back just tied up. So then they cut him free. The only people hanging are Penelope and I believe Goblin. And then Goblin just cuts the rope, so the wagon and Penelope go like flying into oblivion, but Goblin's holding onto the strap that's like attached to everybody else. But the funny thing is, once he cuts the strap, Penelope, she's just hanging on, and she's like, oh God, Father, please just like tell them I'm not a bad person. Tell them I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl, I swear. And it's freaking hilarious because she could straight up just like turn people to flowers, but like she's just like mentally like, it's crazy. Another point in the story that I don't want to give away too much. There's a lot in this, so I don't think I'm gonna. So after that, they're on the road again, and then they see Geralt's son, the Piper, and his special thing is he has a flute that if you listen to the flute, then you're gonna be under his control. You're still totally conscious, but you're not in control of your body. So it's wild. So they see him coming, and Spirit Box is like, oh damn, we're found. And then everybody's like, well, let's run into that forest. But some people are like, nah, that's a dark forest. And then Geralt is like, yeah, no, that forest is bad news. And Geralt is a bad guy, so everybody's like, well, if you think it's bad news, then let's go in it. So they go into the forest. But Geralt also made the comment saying that that forest specifically is a direct link to the Dark Well. It's like bad, like it's all evil and poisonous and stuff like that. But they didn't listen to him, so they go in there, and as soon as they're in there, they're like, oh my God, like this is so bad. I feel like the light fading and stuff. And then out of nowhere, they're attacked by the forest itself. and through that attack, they kind of get split up. Some of the the swamp monster spirit guys push Jovelia, Garrels, and Adam down a cliff, so they're by themselves. And then it's Spirit Box, the Witch, and Goblin just fending for themselves. Okay, so now we're gonna focus on Adam, Garrels, and Jovelia. So at the bottom of the little hill they fell down, they run into like a giant monster who's just, there's just like some dialogue. I'm not trying to give it away, but there's just some dialogue between Garrels and Jovelia, and Garrels and the giant monster. But it ends up that the monster grabs Jovelia and Garrels and just drags him underwater. And Adam, he's like, oh shit, I have to save him. So he wants to save Jovelia since they're friends and they're on the same team, but he knows he should save Garrels, because if he dies, then everybody who's listened to his contract dies also. So he reaches in, grabs out Garrels, and is kind of distraught that he kind of let his friend die. But the reason why he's so distraught is because they don't inherently die. Like, if you get killed by the forest or one of the creatures, or drowned in the swamps or something, you don't die. It's just that your mind gets trapped in like a horror forever, and your body doesn't go away. It turns into one of these like creatures or monsters and stuff. It's super interesting. Rick Remender definitely did his work with this one. But after that, the Witch, Goblin, and Spirit Box decide to like try and find them, but they can't. They only see tracks that led to Adam pulling out Garrels, but then they notice that Jovelia is still in the swamp, so they try and save her, and she's totally just like incapacitated. She has like bulbous things and warts on her face from the thing, so they try and save her. But then I'm gonna skip a bit because I don't want to give away anything. Oh man, it's so good. I think I'm gonna have to cut it there because I really don't want to give away anything. Everything else will be a spoiler. So yeah, that's my read and review for 7 to Eternity Volume 3. If you like the content, if you like the video, smash that like button. Think about subscribing, and next time I'll be reading 7 to Eternity Volume 3. See you guys later.